Hey everyone, it's BDevine of course, and how do you like my little 70s thing here? We are going to do some messages for June. And we're going to start off with the Gong He Fat Choi, the Chinese divination system from Margaret Ward, and it's written a long time ago. So, just one second. We got home from the store, and every time I go to the store, I've got to make sure I've saged myself a fair bit. Even though I'm protected and all that, I just feel yuck. Okay. Alright, so we're going to get started with the Gong He Fat Choi. We have a few different things that I might go over today. This is the book that I got. I got it on eBay. I'm also going to have Rock and Gems going to start a store on eBay coming up in the next couple of weeks, so we'll look forward to that. But this one is a 36 card divination system, and each position has a potential for 28, 30, 35 different, so each section has 35 different answers it could give you. Okay, it's pretty good. I'm actually going to try to see if I can make this into a entire deck without the book and the cards, etc. So 35 possible outcomes. I'm asking for June. If you want your own reading, of course, you can go to my website. I do have one special $55 reading available right now. I do have cartomancy readings. I do have Lenormand readings and all those. Those are longer, a little more expensive. But you can get your own reading, okay? Okay, so what we do is, in this instance, the first card is, or the first position is called the compass position. And with the compass position, in this instance, I'm not going to use it, because what it does is tells you which direction to sit in order to consult the oracle. Right now I'm sitting north, facing north. It's best to face east if you are doing readings, and that's where I normally sit. But here, when I do these, I'm at the table, so away we go. I have to shuffle these pretty good because I did a ladies reading this morning, so all right. So I hope you're happy and well wherever you are, and we will go through this together. Okay, don't worry, I'm not going to read everything. I know how to do this by now. So this is what it's called, the House of Compass. This is where you find out which direction you should sit. So the first house is the House of Wishes. Okay, so yep, they're all shuffled now. I'll take one card off the top because that was the first thing that we were doing. And here we go. Card of Wishes, 7 of Spades. So this indicates that your health or the health of someone else will influence your wish. This card has other meanings. It represents the blues, an unsettled condition or sick at heart feeling. Someone's annoying you, or a condition that exists close to your heart. So what we're going to do is we'll check the card in the House of Health, and if a spade is there, whatever we're wishing for is doubtful. Any other card indicates we should concentrate our wish and clear up the condition that surrounds us. This could just be like melancholy, you know, just feeling a little bit flat right now. You or somebody that you know. We've kind of all been in this energy of waiting for things to change. This is why the Destiny Code is very important for you. And I'll be making a second part for that. If you haven't already, I do recommend that you go listen to the audios for it. I've separated the audio out of the video, so you can go and do the meditations, and I'll put a link for where you just sign up. It doesn't cost anything. There's extra material in there as well. Okay, so remember, if we get a spade in our house of health, and we'll just remember that we'll keep very positive, okay? House of success. This is for June 2022. And we have the Queen of Spades, and this is gratitude. In the house of success, it indicates someone or some condition retards your success. Beware of false promises. A deceitful person may cause trouble. Now, if we remember what the first card was, the Seven of Spades, saying that an unsettled condition, right? So someone, maybe a lady, maybe she doesn't even mean to do it, is driving you up the wall, okay? So we need to let that go and ask ourselves, why is it bothering us so much? Jack of Clubs. It indicates that you're the favorite of one of your relatives. That's funny to me. Or you have the love of a friend, sweetheart, or husband who will become famous. Well, I hope my husband's listening. So you're the favorite of some relative, or you have the love of a friend, sweetheart, or husband who will become famous. I love that. Okay. House of surprises, 8 of diamonds. The house of surprises indicates that you will be surprised about a small amount of money that you receive, like a loan paid that you did not expect, or a legacy left from someone that you never thought possible. This is interesting that this message keeps on coming up lately, all right, in a lot of different methods, okay? So in the olden days, and this was written a long time ago, the only way a person really got money was an advance in pay, a promotion, or an inheritance. So this could just mean access to some abundance for you. Okay. Okay. House of popularity. 9 of clubs. The house of popularity, it indicates that you will be lucky in being well thought of. And if you take an active part in social functions, you will meet people and make connections that will be lucky for you. Okay. All right. House, or where you live. 7 of clubs. Messages in the house of abode indicates a message of some time comes to your house about someone who's going to call. Also indicates you like apartment or hotel life. Perhaps you like to move from place to place. So you're going to get a message about someone who's coming to call. So coming to your house. Okay. Remember, we're just looking at this. Keep it in the back of your mind. It was very accurate last month, especially in our house. So, house of journey. King of diamonds, legal papers. In the house of journey indicates you may have to take a trip due to some legal procedure, or some papers will be sent to you from a distance, or some sort of papers from a distance will bring you news or knowledge that you want, something you will read or sign. Okay? Some papers are on their way. Nowadays we get them as an email and we have to sign things. But this is coming from a distance perhaps, and will bring us news or knowledge. Something we're going to want to sign. Okay, I like that. Oh gosh, here's the house of papers. Okay, we're going to like it. The 9 of hearts. Your wish in the house of papers indicates that if your wish has papers involved, you're going to get it. If you really want those papers, they're coming. Or you're going to be happy with what you're signing. Okay? House of vocation. Work. King of cups. The house of vocation indicates a new vocation is in store for you and you should succeed. If unemployed, you'll be employed soon. Or you are a tireless good worker And plenty of work is in store for you. Each man has his own vocation. The talent is the call. Emerson. House of Marriage. King of Hearts. It indicates that if you're married, your life will be happy. If single, a nice person will ask you to get married. There you go. Back in the day, you just married the nice person that came up to you. My grandma was funny. She told me the story of getting married to my granddad, and he actually turned up to the house in the Navy from Australia, turned up in New York, and he was supposed to be going out with my grandma's sister, but my grandma answered the door and basically stole him. Oh my God. So isn't that funny? An Australian, that my Australian granddad was traveling in the Navy, World War II, comes over to New York, meets my American grandma, and she spends her life in Australia with her Australian husband as an American. And I meet my husband, and I'm Australian, and he's American, and I come to here to live here. It's kind of strange. And my husband's Bobby, my dad is Bobby, my husband's dad is Bob as well. It's kind of strange. All right, House of Happiness, Jack of Hearts. So this indicates that happiness is in store by being popular with your friends and business associates. Okay, I'll take it. If I get 1,000 students, that's what I'm focusing on. If I do, then we can move where we want to. We can help our friends. We can help the animals. And we can get started with life. Ace of Hearts. In the House of Enjoyment indicates that you will enjoy a party where you live or have an invitation to someone's home. Also indicates you enjoy a good home. Hey, I enjoyed that home. That was a good home. All right, House of Messages, Ace of Diamonds. New undertaking in the House of Messages indicates that you will receive offering a message, offering a new job, position, or business proposition. Now, it's the Ace of Diamonds, so it would be quite a good little deal. Some of you might get a message about a ring, a piece of jewelry coming. House of Relatives, Seven of Diamonds. Success. In the House of Relatives, it indicates your success lies through a relative. Follow their advice. It is good for you. A relative or friend, I would say. Every baby born into the world is a finer one than the last, says Charles Dickens. We are given our relatives, but we should be thankful that we can choose our friends, says Addison Misner. Okay, House of Health. 10 of Diamonds. Ooh. Okay, so remember we'll get our wish. Okay, everything's going to be okay with the health. 10, money is in the House of Health, indicates through money you will enjoy good health by traveling and taking it easy. This applies mostly to elderly people. If unwell, money may pay for necessary treatment, or by working hard and making money, you will have good health. Okay. Oh, House of Money. 8 of Spades. Trouble. In the House of Money, indicates you'll have trouble over money. Also, you should not take other people's advice when an opportunity presents itself. Use your own good judgment. House of Seasons. 8 of Hearts. House of Seasons indicates if you're single before the next season has passed, you will have a new sweetheart, or you'll make a new friend who will benefit you. House of Friends, Ace of Spades. Death. In the House of Friends indicates that sometime in your life you will have a friend who's in a slaughterhouse business, an undertaker, a casket maker, or some business pertaining to the dead. Oh, okay. I don't know what the hell that has to do with us, but maybe for someone out there that's ringing true. House of Gifts, Queen of Diamonds. It indicates that something you desire very much will be given to you this season, or a present from an elderly person. Wow. House of Letters, Seven of Hearts. And the House of Letters indicates you'll receive some news soon. It brings happiness with it. It should be within 7 days. Okay, we'll take it. In 7 days, I will receive everything that I want. Let's say that. Thank you. Thank you. And we'll just let it go. House of Trouble. Ooh, Ace of Clubs. The House of Trouble indicates that you have trouble over a gift. It may be damaged in delivery, or you're fretting about something that you want badly. So there's no point doing that, is there? House of Disappointment. Nine of Diamonds. Surprises. In the House of Disappointment, you'll be surprised and disappointed by the actions of someone that you trust. But this is for your own good. Sever those relations. Ooh, okay. House of Death. You know, the old thing is to say, you know, when someone suddenly turns against you, like a cut snake, and they just want to cut you off, like you haven't even done anything, those people have always been against you. It's sad to say, but that's what it is. So, House of Death, Ten of Hearts. In the House of Death, it indicates that you will hear of the death of a young person or a newlywed. Okay? Because it's come up in the marriage or union position. Hear the death of a young person or newlywed. Okay? Could just be on the news. House of Undertaking. Nine of Spades. Disappointment in the House of Undertaking indicates you have had a loss over a new undertaking, or you will lose if you do start a new undertaking. Okay? We don't want to stay in that disappointed energy, but it's around us. So we'll just move past that. House of Achievement. Queen of Hearts. And the House of Achievement indicates that you're going to enjoy some achievement of a friend. Maybe social gains or acclaim of the public. Something nice is in store. Something nice is in store. Okay, so even though we have some crap in this reading, most of this is quite nice. Remember, we've got 7, 14, 21. Oh no, is it? Yeah. 7, 14, 21. Yeah, 28. Okay, 28 different things that we could get here. Okay, this is our card. Anybody that's doing this reading is the Queen of Clubs. It's just how it's set out. It's about the Inquirer. In the House of Inheritance indicates you will fall heir to an estate. Boom. You know, I'm going to tell you something. This keeps on happening. It keeps on coming up for my husband and I, that we're going to get someone that we don't even know is going to, something like that, is going to leave something for us or whatever. And it keeps coming up. So we've just been letting it go because we can't think, there's no one in my family for sure that's no one in my family for sure that's going to give any kind of inheritance, right? But maybe someone who's been watching, who knows, might say, well, I haven't got anybody, but I'm going to leave it to Divine Miracles and see what they can do with it. That'd be awesome. House of Callers, Eight of Clubs. In the House of Callers indicates that callers will tell you of some business, some line they want you to invest in or buy stock in. Kind of had that a message today, kind of like that. So someone coming to the house to talk with you about something. House of Gratitude. Jack of Spades. It indicates that you've trusted someone you never should have, or a bill collector calls and is very rude over an unjust bill. Okay. So, all right. I think we've all trusted people in our life that we shouldn't have, giving them the benefit of the doubt and all that. House of Inquirer, King of Spades. It indicates someone will call who truly is a bore or someone that you don't really care to see. This is a call you really want to avoid. All right. House of Luck, 10 of Spades. In the House of Luck, it's the Sun. Okay, in the House of Luck indicates that some good fortune will come to you late in the afternoon. Watch for it. Something that you least expect. Okay, I'll take it. It's late in the afternoon now. How about that? In the House of the Sun, we have a diamond, which indicates that you are vibrating to money this week. Keep the thought of money foremost in your mind. Your best time to concentrate on the same is in the morning. Think of it during the day. There we go. Okay, there's our gong hi fat choi. It's actually called the Fortune of the Riches. And what you have to do is you have to have 7 up in your card deck. So nothing below 7. You keep aces in there though. And away you go. So I have a special, as I said to you, there's special cards for when I'm doing cardamancy that don't get used. These are my cardamancy cards. I have some others as well. You can always get one of these more specifically made for you. This is just, I was doing it for everybody for the month of June and trusting that something in there will fall for you. Okay, isn't that awesome? And the other thing is that you could, and this is how I study things, is I write down all of the positions and then I see if I can remember what each part meant, right? And keywords for that as well. That's just how I teach myself stuff. But then I'm a little bit of a nerd when it comes to how I study things. But it pays off, as my light leaders will tell you. Okay, we have some pretty cool cards today. I'm going to start off with the Black Moon astrology cards. Now, I want you to keep in mind, if you were listening to the Destiny Code, okay? Just while I'm sorting these out, I'll just talk about this. If you were watching the Destiny Code, you would notice that I was mentioning a few symbols that are connected with darkness. They are connected with different groups, okay? But they originally came from this evil energy that took over at around the time of Atlantis and Lemuria. And if you notice that you see someone, for example, they use a triangle shape in their symbols for, well, how do you explain it? If they use a triangle with a circle as well, if they use a snake for anything, if in some cases even the Kabbalah, you know, the Jewish mystical system, in some cases people say that in itself is also has lots of evil connotations with it. Yeah, so just be careful. I did see someone that's quite prominent. For example, a channeler called Bashar. He always has his hands in a downward triangle shape. So he goes like that when he's sitting. So his hands would be on his lap and he goes like this, puts his hands down in a triangle shape. That's a sign, okay, to other members of Masonry. There's also a quite prominent female, don't want to say her name, but her initials are TS, and she has a huge tattoo on her arm of a huge triangle with a big circle in the middle like this. And these are symbols that they notify others that they are in part of that group. Okay? Some people may not even realize. Like, I like working with pyramids. Of course, that to me is completely different, right? But it's these symbols of the AOK sign, like this, holding one eye shut, doing all those sorts of things. We need to look out for it. And also there's symbols in packaging, just your normal packaging of biscuits and things like that, like Nabisco, for example. Adidas, the one with the Adidas where it has the 3 sort of stripes getting bigger, or it was one smaller one and they get bigger and they look like a triangle. So anything basically with that triangle in it is a sign to others that they are part of it. And that you can tell too, because they're very, very successful very, very quickly. There's even a YouTube, I think it's called Inspire, and they just get like 50,000-60,000 views in like, a day. How? Because they're actually talking about stuff that I actually had a warning about from YouTube. So some people are allowed to if they are part of it. That's all I want to say. You've got to be careful what you're watching. Anyway, okay, we're going to do more about the symbology of things. Right now, I'm asking about the month of June, and I'll be asking about the month of June for our readings today. And we are still, I believe, in Mercury in retrograde. I do believe that we might be moving into, I think it's a Libra moon. Now let's just see what Mercury's doing right now. I know Saturn is now in Saturn is in retrograde. Let's see, retrograde 2022. Okay. May to June. Yeah, we're still in Mercury retrograde right now. Now we're in Saturn. See, this is interesting. So Saturn retrograde. Right, we're in Saturn retrograde June 5th, which is tomorrow, till October the 23rd. Ooh. Saturn will be in retrograde in Aquarius in the morning and will continue to do so until October 23. Holy mackerel. Okay. So, let me see. It helps you get yourself together. Okay. It's an overhaul in your life. When Saturn is in retrograde, it is about karma, like I said to you. So here it talks about Mercury retrograde, of course, and Saturn retrograde coming our way. So, luckily though, it's one you don't have to panic about too much. It's super slowing, moving transit with effects that aren't quite as apparent as, say, your laptop dying in the middle of a Zoom call, right? Okay, so Saturn's retrograde in Aquarius can be used as fuel for strengthening your relationships and setting or better holding healthy boundaries. So Saturn functions in your chart. Saturn-Pluto conjunction of 22, which signaled the start of the pandemic. You already know that the ringed planet has a reputation for bringing tough lessons, overseeing rules, restrictions, limitations, boundaries, discipline, authority figures, and responsibility. So it can be cold and harsh, but when it's in retrograde like this, it's linked to social patterns and trends. It spends about 2.5 years in a sign. So while it's taking its sweet time moving through the sky, it'll move backward from our vantage point on Earth for about 4.5 months every year. So when it's retrograde, The effects become more internal. You may feel compelled to do inner work or to get to the bottom of any deep-seated fears that are holding you back in any way. It can also spur you to reflect on any limitations, boundaries and things. Okay? So anybody who's Aquarius as well will feel it. But Mercury speaks of the mind. It connects in with Hermes, and it connects in with the messenger, Hermes, the messenger, and it connects in with Mercury, Raphael, Archangel Raphael. And it works with our communication. Okay, and so something is, even though we're in Mercury retrograde, I think that we're coming out of it pretty soon here. And we'll have to use our mind to create. And we'll have to be focusing on what we want to see and let go of any limitations. And this brings the partnership here of the 7th house. It's just connected with long-term partnerships or friendships, something business as well, long-term business things. So maybe you're using your mind to achieve the correct person in your life that is going to help you to move forward. Okay, maybe there's someone in your life also from your past that you need to recognize in the Saturn retrograde months, and perhaps you need to do the inner work to let them go. The Aries energy is also connected with Mars, and Mars and Saturn were reflected heavily in the last reading that I did with the Nostradamus cards. So we are focusing on a very, very determined energy here, by the looks of it, for June. And there's the Mercury retrograde, which reinvents the way that we see things, the way that we do things as well. And also because it's the planet of communication, when it's in retrograde, we see all these problems with it and issues. This month, I actually had better numbers than I've ever had. You know, it's just starting again because I've gone into the destiny code and I don't exist where I used to exist anymore. So people are seeing me. People are seeing my work. Finally, the numbers on YouTube, which haven't changed since 2017, are going up. Yes. Okay. All right. And we go into the south node of life's debts. So your south node is your past and your north node is your future destiny. So again, it's asking you to really internalize all the crap and step into just do the destiny code. I want to point out, there's a couple of people that are saying that and I don't mean to offend anybody, but I just want to say this straight out. The destiny code has nothing to do with anything other than the channeled messages that I was given. It has nothing to do with what anyone else is doing. It has nothing to do with the divinity codes. It has nothing to do with anyone else's work, because the entire work has been channeled to give to humanity as a clue, as a way forward. If it then spurs you into looking at other things, awesome. But I just want to say it's got nothing to do, like I know the divinity code's been around for a while, whatever the hell that is. But this has nothing to do with that. So this is completely different what we're doing. Nobody else is doing this, which is the way I like it. So we move into this and we are shifting out more and more and more of our past than we've ever done before. The 6th house talks about work and routine. And because it's sort of sitting here next to this particular south node energy, it's asking you to do things differently with regards to work. Again, which is why I'm saying this has nothing to do with an old way of doing something. You know, like someone else's version. The Destiny Code is a channeled message for humanity. And it causes you to do things differently. It just happens for you. You know, we step ourselves into where we really want to be. So you're being asked to look at your routine. Maybe you need to change some things up. Maybe you need to change the way you do it. But yeah, I had to say that because it was like 5 or 6 people that were like, oh, is this the divinity code? And it's like, no, it's got nothing to do with it. So the South Node and okay. So we move into the Scorpio energy here of transformation once again. Okay. So once we figure out what our old crap is, we step into the new, we transform, we go into this healing vibration, which actually June is all about. And once again, there's the water element of sensing. Now, this is the sign of the water, right? So the triangle down is water, and it's in our chemical terms. We have all the different water, and you have across it's earth, right? You have the alchemical terms. That's kind of not what the symbols are, that I'm talking about. You will start to notice things though after I've done my second part of the destiny code for you all. Okay. Pluto, again, the transformation is here. I transform. There's the transformation. Pluto really does rip things up by it just pulls things up really, really harshly for us to look at. Okay. And Pluto returning in February 2022, as it did, 2 days later, all these changes started to take place. And when things are being found out, people scatter. So the energy gets more intense, unfortunately. And that's when we know. That's what I've already said. When it starts getting intense, we know that things have already changed. We go into this mysterious energy, the black moon Lilith. And we go into the Saturn return. So some of you may be at that Saturn return if you're 27. Or 27 every 27 years of your life. And if you've already turned 27, what happened in your Saturn return? What happened to you in your life? Okay. My life completely changed at 27. Completely. So we go into this knowing. It's funny that Saturn is in Aquarius for this retrograde period. So wow. We really are underneath. It's got friends, love, thinking, and having faith, all right, in where you're going. Wow. It's always right there for us, isn't it? So, yeah. So, a lot of you are going through a complete change with work and life as well. Like, I know that it's been really difficult for many of us to survive, to thrive and survive and move forward. It's really been a challenging time, for us all. But the fact that we're still here and remaining positive, that says a lot about us, right? We're changing already. We are growing and shifting. And more and more and more information is coming forward for us. And we just got to be open to really receive it. Now, these are absolutely beautiful cards. They're called the Tarot Grand Luxe by Cairo Marchetti. And he is the same one that has done the Kipper cards that are really nice as well. And also these really nice Lenormand. They're all the same artist. And I also have another tarot deck that is written or illustrated by Cairo. So we're going to take a look at this for our focus, our slow and steady focus. I'm just going to, oh my God, we are going, look at these. We are going to love the imagery. See? Okay. They're just beautiful. So we will see as we're going along. And we also have the Nostradamus cards. And I've even got, we'll probably look at all these Lenormand Kepler. Okay, so this is a quick look for us. And so for the patrons, we're actually going to do a healing session over Zoom, most likely. So if you're a patron, just keep an eye out because I'll let you know when we're having that. I have to kind of bounce around my academy right now. I do all the lessons during the week, and then on the weekends I'm on the calls. So I'm going to try to figure it out. All right. Thank you, cards, for showing us, inspiring us. What do we need to know? 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 For June 2022. Haha. Okay, we're celebrating. Alright, I'll leave that one open for a minute. Are they beautiful? Oops. The first time that I got these cards, I grab them and I put sage around them and cleanse them and clear them and make them mine. And I just got this overwhelming, like, beautiful sensation from them. I wish I could use them all the time, but I do readings every day, these quick little 1-minute thingos everyone seems to like. And you don't want to use the same card deck every day, but I really love them. So the first thing that we have here, okay, I want to get it nice and close. Look at this. This is a celebration if I ever saw one. It's almost like, cheers, we've done it. We're celebrating our success. The Nine of Cups here shows genuine happiness, because I want you to imagine for a moment right now that you have just received your manifestation, like what it is that you were trying to manifest. Like, you've just received it. How do you feel right now? You want to go celebrate? So the Nine of Cups is you are almost at the 10 of Cups. Okay, so you're just before the 10 of Cups. You're heading into it. You need to continue to make your wishes. The 10 of Cups is the ultimate happiness, family, home life. Yay, we've done it. But in this instance, he's also celebrating. He's done it. He's done something. And he's extremely pleased with, extremely pleased with himself. So in this, we have a lot of different symbols of the chalices. We have the red here. This symbolizes power. We have the green that symbolizes a lot of healing. But most of this is quite ordinary. But it seems like these cups are quite fancy. So he's come into something all of a sudden. This is what it's telling me. There's a tiny quick message in this little booklet, so we'll take a look at that as well. The figure invites us to join him in celebrating. There you go. Together, let's toast to... What are we toasting to, everyone? You fill in the blanks. A job well done, an endeavor fulfilled, or general good news. And it says, cheers. You're going to have reason to celebrate. Look at this. The Two of Wands comes up then. All right, so because of the wish that's granted here, right, you're able to take on a different pathway. So for some people, this is the wish card, this is also announcing happy news. But then we have the Two of Wands, which also announces the beauty of choices to be made, of course. The Two of Wands to me is a partnership, but in this instance, it's talking about a choice being made. The gate is open, the future awaits. But which color and which direction? Will it be a random choice? Or will it be based on being informed and evaluating the options? Okay. I feel like this is the destiny code as well because of doing it. I really hope you have. If you have, watch for things that start to easily be placed into your life. Do it the 3 times a week for 3 weeks and really blow your mind. But the gate is opening now, you see? The pathway actually may become more clearer. And then we have the 5 of Wands. If we take a look at this is battles. All right. See, because the Wands are very... the Wands are very creative vibrations. And with the 5 of Wands, this is the battle that you have to go through right before your success is recognized. So you're recognizing your success. Your, doorways are to the divine are open into your destiny. The keys are open. But you still have to lose a fight within yourself. You have to let go. And generally that would be fear. Fear comes up here. Fear of the unknown. Don't allow yourself to go backwards into that energy. Okay? There's too many opinions here. Now, when I used to see this come up, back when I was doing a lot of readings, people, like in person and, at fairs and all that sort of stuff, which, by the way, is just not fun for the reader. Just so you know. When I used to see this coming up, it would always indicate to me that there are too many opinions in your business. For example, maybe you tell your family members everything. Maybe you tell a particular friend everything. Maybe you're putting something in a group and then you're asking this one for a reading and that one for a reading. And maybe you're reading this thing. I've got to see what the... So you're living outside of yourself. And it's causing you stress that you don't need. And it's time that lifted away from you. It's time that you come into this new understanding, new vibration, new life, and stop fighting yourself for answers. And instead allow the answers to flow. And you're celebrating again, see? Then you're celebrating. Then it's like, okay, now I'm in these fancy cups again. Now we're all getting together and we're all united in this energy. This is also about community, a group, a support group. My beautiful light leaders, a wonderful support group for each other. They're just great. And I know they're listening. Hi, everyone. But, they get it because they've been through all of the fights. They've been through all of the stress and they came out the other side of it. And it's where everybody wants to be. I was just so passionate and happy to be able to help people that want to help themselves. And that's where I'm always at. But here, the 3 of Cups indicates an absolute beautiful happiness. It is connected with marriage. It is connected with babies. It is connected with, even animals having babies like our BB. Now she's 60 days today. Normal gestation is 63. And like 2 days ago, she was really looking like she was going in that direction. So I was doing some healing on her. Maybe that stopped it. I don't know, but she's okay. She's still going. So the 3 of Cups, a joyous occasion, a party with friends, family, neighbors, community. Making a toast, celebrating once again. Okay? The gateway's open. What are you going to do? Keep on fighting and pulling yourself back down? Shake it We got to learn to stop taking everything so personally. It's just human nature to do that, though. Someone says something, we're like, oh my God, that's about me. You know, we've got to learn to try not to do that to ourselves. And break free from our inner restrictions. Now we move here to the Eight of Cups, right? Now, for good or for bad, a decision's been made, and the conclusion is a need of a fresh start, and one that requires leaving the past behind. Again, leave the past behind. Emotional or physical ties are all severed. The past is over, and the future, once again, going in these gateways, right? Doors, gates. The future is bright. You've done it. I can tell you with these particular types of, like, in this instance, every time I read the cards, it means something different because of just the vibration that I'm on and the energy of the day and how the cards look to me. Each card, someone said to me, for example, why didn't you read from the book? Like, oh my God, you haven't done it from the book. That means you're just making it up. And I was like, oh my God, this person doesn't know who I am, and that's okay. And I said to them, I don't need the book, you know. Oh, so you just make it up then? It's like, no. When you know something well enough, you trust your instincts. And this is what these are for. These are gateways to open up your intuitive mind. You don't even have to have like that particular thing with the black moon. I don't have a book for that. I just go for it. That's the way to do it, because then you're not thinking or doing as you're told. So in this instance, the Eight of Cups is something that you've shut off and you're walking away from. It's still there. But I think that in this instance, the Eight of Cups is showing you that someone actually expected you to behave in a particular way and you didn't. They were throwing all kinds of crap at you and you did not respond, not once. Because your life and your life direction is more important than what someone else's BS, emotional, stressed out, drama-filled, crazy self says. Okay? You cannot let yourself be defined by people's opinions of you from the past. And too many of us do that. Too many of us listen to what others say and think, and we block our future. I was only a young girl when I started tarot, and I was doing it all secretly, and I didn't want my dad to find out. I didn't want anyone to think I was crazy. I didn't want everyone to know what I was doing. I didn't say anything for a long time. When people used to have a reading with me, they would be like, oh my, shut up. Come on, no way. How did you know that? And I'm like, well, didn't you ask me for a reading? I'm just trusting my instincts. And it used to scare me when they say that. I would be like, well, I don't want to appear to be like I'm prying into someone's mind. This is what I was picking up and I said it, you know. It took me a long time to adjust and trust, because people were freaked out by the accuracy. And again, it goes into myself not wanting to be a big head or an egotistical, or I think I'm this, or I think that's just not me. So even compliments were hard to take. It's hard to take now. All I have to do is learn to say, just say thank you, Becky. That's just okay. If they want to appreciate you, let them. Right? But it's hard because I'm like, no, I'm not doing it for praise. I have a problem with that. I don't do anything to have people praise me. Everything that I do is a mission. People call it a mission from God. I don't use that word. But I feel like I'm on a mission. And that's why these messages need to come out. I won't do these readings unless I need to do them. And lately, this is what we've needed. Not to mention everything else. But this is telling you that someone expected you to behave in the same old stressed out manner, and you did not. And it confused them, It made them angry. They tried to backpedal and approach you in a different manner. That didn't work either. Where you're going in your future is too important to be playing games. And that is exactly how I feel as well. I don't play games with anybody. I am what I am. I say what I say. I do what I do. And there's no other meaning to anything I say other than what I'm saying. Right? And if you're always expecting a shoe to drop, or it must mean this, or maybe they mean that, and this person's living their life, so what, they're leaving me behind, or whatever it is, whatever you're imagining, sometimes it's just your imagination. Sometimes the person is just trying to focus on where they're going. And this is what I feel is going on right here. You or someone you know is their only focus is the light, their mission, their direction, and they have to focus themselves. Otherwise, they're not going to get there, because they know how easy it is to be distracted. Right? In this work, you don't have like 1,000 friends because of the work that you do. Right? There's friends that I've had before I was online and all this sort of stuff, and they know me really well, and they saw me at the beginnings, and we used to do readings together and all that sort of stuff. Those same people aren't the ones that are here now. Only one. And that's fine. Because the one person that I do have as a close friend that I've had for a very long time, I mean, I have more than one, but this one in particular is in the same kind of work as me. And she went in a different direction than I am. And now we've come back together full circle and walking the same path again. Really interesting. But she didn't have any kind of malice about my work. All she thought was like, look at her go. Off she goes. Now that's the type of people that you need around you. Is someone that is happy for you when your life is taking off. Right? And is happy to see you succeed. Not jealous. Not, well, what about me? I'm not getting any attention now. What did they mean when they said that? It must be about me. All that's gone. This is the truth of it is that if you want someone to value you, your pathway, and your life, first of all, you need to value yourself, but also you need to let them do the same. That's what I found worked the best. Just going my own way anyway, and whoever's with me is with me. If not, oh well, it didn't stop me. This is a big message here. This was not bringing you happiness. Just this small, limited view in your life. Oh boy. See, he walks out the door to gold. Literally, the Ace of Coins comes in. Oh my God. By turning away and doing his own thing anyway, he accomplishes a lot more than just his own path. He breaks through the inner pain. He's then able to celebrate and receive, because he's given himself this allowing. By letting go of this situation that you're in, you come into a better situation for yourself. And this is about prosperity, productivity, achieving. And the Ace of Coins brings a great deal of down-to-earth energy and potential to create projects, enterprises. It brings abundance. It brings a new job for some of you, a new income source and stream. We're walking through that gate of your destiny, and here it is. And finally, the Five of Cups is here as well. I might actually put one more on top of that. And the Nine of Swords as well. Okay, so that you do have some stress you need to let go of. Or there will be a test coming up here. Okay, that's what that is. There's a test and then you get this. Okay. Alright. This is what I feel is coming up here. Someone is going to really try to test your emotions. The Five of Cups is not crying over spilt milk. There's something that has to finish and it may hurt you. It's just how it is. Some people who, again, are not going to be there with you on that next part of your journey. Some of you are receiving news about family members. Some people are grieving losses of loved ones. You know, my husband just lost his mother. It's been almost a year my dad passed away. We have lost, you know, so many people in this whole horrible agenda that's been going on. I have 2 sons still in Australia. Over the last 4 years, haven't been able to see them. And my husband has 3 who are in Texas. One of them, he comes, and he'll be coming soon. He comes. We have a lot of fun with him. The other 2 are kind of controlled, which is sad, but they're also not going to be little forever, right? But we've all been through this amazing, stressful, but also enlightening time. You know, when we're all just going through episodes of feeling here. But I'm just getting this sensation. For some of you, the wait is almost over. The person that continually is contrary to what you're saying. So, oh no, it's not that, it's this. You tell them you're doing that. Oh no, I wouldn't be doing that. You tell them you're got something new that you want to share. Oh no, well, someone else has already got that. Oh, here, have a watch. Do you know what I mean? There's someone around you who is contrary to everything that you do. You know who the person is. They're an agitator. Most of the time an agitator will, if they don't get an audience, in other words, you're not reacting, they just leave anyway. But this one just won't let go. They're there. They're around you. Okay? It's nothing to do with you though. As you can see in this particular episode and in this one, they both think that this is against them, like the Lord's, you know, against them, and the angels are not listening, and God doesn't hear your prayers, and no one's out there. But you know that that's a fear of rejection. Where does your fear of rejection come from? Your parents. Somewhere along the line there. Some people who have an awesome life, they don't ever come to spirituality. But 99.99% of us have had some crap go on in our life that we could write a book about. Okay? And people that were supposed to be adults and look after us, that abandoned us, rejected us, emotionally blackmailed us, left us responsible while they went out and partied, dumped us off in, you know, strange locations, and we weren't sure whether they were going to come back. Gave us the responsibility of looking after our younger siblings, making us feel like we can't do anything unless we've done all of this huge big list of events for them. We were bullied. We were treated terribly. We were, some of us went hungry and had to live on the streets and, all kinds of things, right? And we come to a point in our life where we're trying to make things better. This is where you all are. You're at a point in your life where you're trying to make things better. So you have to go easy on yourself now, because that way you break the cycle. If you don't beat yourself up anymore, you don't have to repeat that experience anymore. If everything's not your fault, and it's just a projection of someone else's BS upon you, right? Then your life changes, because you're no longer reacting to put downs and problems. You're no longer under that weight. You've got to give yourself that freedom, and you'll be able to celebrate. The passion, the love, the support will be there. Okay? You have to give yourself the love you never had. And sadly, and this is a big one, and this is, part of growing up in, a family of ugliness and violence and stress and abuse and all kinds of things, that you have to reparent yourself. You have to become the parent to yourself that you never were, which means encouraging yourself and saying things like, what a beautiful baby you were. Wow, you've done such an amazing job. Wow, I can't believe how far you've been able to come. You keep going. You just keep right on going. You're going in the right direction. You are so loved, and you are so perfect just the way that you are. And if that helps you by me saying that, then that's awesome. I'm actually feeling emotional just sitting here saying it. Right? I'm like, I wish my mum said that to me. But that's exactly what you've got to say to yourself. What things do you wish that your parents said to you? You need to say it out loud, because you deserve that. Okay? And this will release maybe the final, strings that are attached to the old ways. Perhaps that's what it is. Okay. I looked like I was Chinese. When I was born, I was Chinese looking. I'll show you what I mean. Hang on a second. See if I can find it in my pictures real quick. Alright, just a second. You're going to get a kick out of this. Okay, where's that? Ay. Oh, come on. Oh, it may just be in my actual phone, which means I can't get it out. Yeah. Okay. Alright, I might not be able to show you. Never mind. I can show you something though. And it's not a very good picture. Hang on a second. One last quick look. Darn it. I must have taken him out of here. Yeah. Okay, never mind. I did have a picture in my, it's in my phone though, and I'm using my phone obviously to record. So I did have a picture in there of me as a baby when I first came home. And I'm just Chinese. Which is completely different to how I look now. Okay. Alright. We will do some Lenormand. What is our Lenormand going to say to us? Whoops. Okay, here comes the gentleman and lady. I am so beat up on this hand right now. Oh my. Okay. All right, everybody, Lenormand. Okay. All right, everybody. This is for June, even though we'll do others as the month progresses. This is for June right now. I am going to play my guitar so hard and loud tonight, it's not even funny. Okay, here we go, June. Okay, so whatever was blocking us, all right, we have the destiny key to unlock it. All right, we've done this. Right, the destiny key has come forward. The message comes about a house here. All right, so this is good news coming to you personally in the abode, wherever it is that you live. So we have karmic energy, we have energy of our truth and destiny. The mountain card in itself is a stop, usually a stop, okay? And, you know, it can reflect a time of being pulled away from others, of course. And it can also bring delays, right? So the delays could be controlled by because of the spiritual quest that you're on, for example. Success is within reach. You have all of the divine support from the spiritual realms as well. And you also have some beautiful messages coming in. Some of you will have soulmate energy, karmic connections, spiritual discussions, and you're in a nice group about it as well. So with the message, the birds coming to the house, this also talks about, sometimes it can talk about living companions, it can talk about roommates as well, new people coming to stay for a while, that kind of thing, right? Okay, so it's good so far. Okay, what else do we need to know? Okay, we got look, all of us, we've got this abundance coming in, and you know, we're in this stage where it's committed here. We're committed to our journey, which brings the abundance. And the delay has been necessary in some cases for this abundance to come in. Could also be a contract. That kind of goes along with what we were saying before. Okay, so this could also be an elderly person, a retirement home, someone who's older thinking about you. Again, we have the finances with the bear as well. So the bear, oh gosh. So the lilies Bring in, yeah, pensions. It's like older people here with the bear as well, and also with the house. It can also be an old house, or a nursing home, a landmark residence, and it could have a lot of beautiful gardens around it by the looks of it, and water perhaps. So the lily usually talks about our parents, our elders, an older person. Okay, it can describe someone with grey hair and their energy to do with you. Okay. All right, let's keep going. What else? All right, what are you doing, Fox? Okay, so this is a emotional deceiver. Okay, so here it comes. We have the person that likes to use emotions to get to you. Okay, this person could be a redhead, could be someone who works with you. It could be someone that you're committed to as well, like someone that you've been in a relationship with. The energy here is that the moon, which we know is coming up soon, it's always coming up, it is intuitively telling you what to do in this instance. This person, I feel, is, in this case, is not to be trusted. And there are changes in the way in which your immediate environment is. This is the change of residence here, and you have the house not far away. But the whip can also be sexual energy. Wait a minute. Let me just think about it. So things are changing quickly with the, because whips bring all this, it brings things happening fast. So the changes are happening fast, okay? It is also next to the moon, which can be obsessive compulsive energy as well. Someone with that kind of vibration around them. And for some people, there are older people that have chronic ailments like arthritis, dementia, that sort of thing as well. But other than that, it just brings the events happening really quickly in your life. Changes that happen fast, okay? Now, the fox, of course, as we know, is usually a con artist. In this instance, something to do with someone who could be like a psychologist or a counselor, may not actually be exactly who they seem to be either. Detectives and law enforcement employees can sometimes be represented because they have to be sneaky in order to catch the bad guys, right? So it can be a warning to you about someone who is disloyal and someone who is focused on doing it in such a way that they stir up your emotions. So we've already had that come up before, right? It came up before in the tarot reading that you have to walk away from that, and perhaps you've already done it, but it could be that they're going to try again. Okay. But it ends. Okay, it ends. One last try they're going to give it. Don't listen. And then it ends. Then the healing comes. Oh, wow. Healing, happiness. Okay, it's a lot of relief from this ending, this transformation that you're having. It's like you can finally stabilize your energy, your emotions, and move forward into your true calling without any sort of anything blocking you from doing it. Maybe just yourself. And the garden energy comes up here. showing you beautiful social vibrations as well. And you have great luck. Okay, so there's the Tower. What's going on with that Tower? Okay, I want to see what's connected with this Tower. Bouquet. Crossroads. What else? Tree. Snake. Okay, so we will appreciate another direction. That is exactly what I'm being told. We are going to appreciate another direction. We're not even going to care. Look, it could be just some independent person that comes forward and we're like, you know what, we'll take it. What we've been dealing with here. There's high honors coming to some of you, right? There's high honors here. There's appreciation, satisfaction, happiness, positive outcomes. There's unexpected opportunities. Maybe you'll have more than one offer that just keeps on piling in. Again, got to stay positive, of course. Okay. Some of you, there's like corporate holdings or franchises or things like this that you're dealing with. Some of you are dealing with hospitals, temples, spiritual centers, schools. Some of you are dealing with an estate. And a landmark is like some kind of national landmark comes up here because of the Tower. Yeah, can also indicate the hospital because of the tree. It can also indicate promotions and opportunities and prosperous corporations because of the clover. And in some cases, because of the heart being there also, could be charity organizations as well. Amazing. And snake has also come up here next to the tree, which can talk about disease and sickness, actually, because it's near the tree and tree has to do with health. And this can talk about contagious stuff, sexually transmitted diseases and sicknesses. Could be this monkeypox thing they're all talking about. It's just around. It doesn't mean that it's doing anything. Also connected with some people out there are suffering from mental and physical abuse, because the snake is always a warning that something is up. And the snake is full of poison. Okay, so when it has to do with our health, it can be things that are literally poisoning us. And so we have to make sure that we are eating as clean as possible as well. Try to avoid processed food as much as possible. I know. Give yourself, my husband and I say to ourselves, like once a week, we can eat whatever we want to eat, whether it's a takeaway or, something like that we wouldn't normally get. The rest of the week, it's all, beautiful, clean, fresh food that I make every day. So, snake never fails in uncovering an individual of weak morals and compromised values. Okay? And it's seeking out people that are like that. Sometimes the snake can be good to have on our side. Okay. We have the female. We have the scythe here. We have the book and we have the clouds. Okay, so the information, we might be so we can't trust this information that's coming out right now. We can't trust all this talk of everything. We've been there before, trusting the whole system, and look what it did. So we're going to be confused and we're going to be a little bit like, okay, but we're opening up our book of destiny. Some female energy is here, feminine energy, and there's a change. Could be a hospital stay, there could be an accident of some kind, or just a complete change, like cutting off from that person, right? We don't want to listen anymore is what I'm sort of getting. Then we have this overseas energy. Information coming from overseas, okay? And that's abundance usually. Oh, then we have this amazing happiness. Look, message, 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 happiness, positivity. The sun puts a positive light on all of the readings. So does the dog. A friend might need your help though. They're stressed out. This person might be a little younger than you and is possibly a male. All right, but on the big scheme of things, it doesn't matter what seems to come in our way. If you've noticed the urgency around that tower that we used to get, where we'd get the whip and the snake and the kids and the this, and it was all next to each other, time and time and time and time again. It's like that urgency, and if you're looking at this particular reading, it doesn't look like there's much but beautiful happiness coming into our life, right? It doesn't look like there's danger, only this talk of illness or infectious diseases and all of this that we've already had this discussion 1,000 times. But for the most part, people are moving up in their energy vibration. Moving up and changing. Taking note of the destiny code and just stepping the hell into it so that we don't have so much to deal with, we get beautiful blessings all the time and we start to really feel grateful and appreciative of these things. Awesome. Okay, I am going to finish the reading today with the Nostradamus cards. I know everyone's waiting. Oh God, the examination of the Nostradamus cards. And I just wanted to say, even though most of you already know this, but my true mission is, I've talked about helping. It's actually teaching. It's never something that, I just love it. It's never something that I thought I was capable of doing, coming from a family of people that are, educated and all the ways that they are. I do come from a family line of teachers and preachers. Got a bit of both, I guess. But like the teaching thing is, people see me do the readings and they love that. And if you see me teach, that's where it's at. Even though you're getting a little hint of it here, I can't explain to you just how much you will get through just being a part of such an amazing system that is shared with you all. And it really is something that I, what's the word? Kind of proud of myself for doing. Anyway, everybody, this is, if you don't know by now, this is called The Lost Tarot of Nostradamus, which is based on the Lost Book of Nostradamus. Okay? And in it, there are an arrangement of cards that are a little bit different than the regular tarot. Okay? And set up in a way in which we are going to figure out what the hell is going on. There are quatrains in each one which give us a hint or a clue to the future. And seriously, I need to sit down and pull out all the quatrains and figure them out. Alright. Okay, there's interesting symbology also. Okay. I will also get, there, see. There's okay. Alright, I'm just going to keep quiet now for a minute. Is that it? That's that way. Okay, so if I do see symbols on these, I'm going to figure them out as well. Okay. Oh, okay, Nostradamus. You can go over there, buddy. Okay. All right, Nostradamus, thanks for being with us, working with us, connecting with us, giving the insight and information of June 2022. And this is a worldwide type of reading here. Okay. My whole thought process is on dissolving the current structure. Doesn't work, hasn't been working, and it's all about the elite corruption, okay, and covering it all up. And sadly, some people still sit there going, no, they wouldn't do that to us. Yeah, they do. That's what it's all about. Anyway, it's not going to work because there's too many of us. We've already tipped the scales. So all we care about is everybody getting their fair share, everybody being treated equally, and peace, and to be left to make the decisions that we want to make for our future, live where we want to live, marry who we want to marry, do with our body what we want to do with our body, whatever it is. You should have freedom to choose. That's how it's supposed to be. So, what can you tell us, Nostradamus? I just got all will be well. Okay. And this is how I do it. The music lovely. I just have it on 24-hour Celtic music for this particular one. I have some other real progressive chillax kind of music that I love too. Okay, this sticks over here. I've got the hang drums. I love them too. Okay. All right, everyone. All right, let's go, let's go, let's go. Okay, we've had this guy before. You may not have been here. We're going to take a good look at this. Libra, okay? So the next moon that we're going to have is in Libra. You can see that the unicorn is pushing its horn right into the papal's head. There's some interesting, like the papal's got his hand on someone's head down here. I don't know if you can see that. I hope so. And his face looks really like he's annoyed. Okay, we'll take a look at what this means for us. I know we've seen this one before though. 4 of stars. Okay, so this is from Quatrain 9.7. Oh my God. All right, there's a story in this. Evil to he who opens the newly found tomb and does not immediately close it. Evil to he who opens the newly found tomb and does not immediately close it. They just pulled out a whole ton of artifacts, mummies, tombs, all kinds of stuff in Egypt just not long ago. Okay, tons of stuff about Isis, and they didn't leave it. They pulled it all out. I don't know why they do that. So the origins of this card may stem from the story of the Grail. In this ancient myth, a king lies wounded but unable to die, literally held in a suspended state. He awaits the coming of one who will set him free. In Nostradamus' imagery, we see a pope about to be pierced by a unicorn's horn, which is actually on the coat of arms. Okay, we've figured out the unicorn is in the coat of arms of Scotland, as well as England. I think England has the unicorn and the lion. Anyway, this perfectly represents entering a state of being from which it is hard to return, and which, though it may give one an opportunity to recover from sickness or sorrow, can also become a prison. So in some sources, the unicorn was replaced by an image of the Grail. So after the sorrowful world of the 3 of stars, we're now in the 4. This number 4 offers a break. Following storms and upsets, it's about a time of withdrawal. Here it is possible to live frugally, to take stock of any losses, and to prepare to re-emerge into the world. However, for some, there's a sense of being banished, of having to leave old ways and enter into new. So this talks about solitude, respite, exile, and banishment, abandonment and withdrawal. Okay, now this is happening in this instance to the Papal, which is a great leader here. Now, the unicorn. All right. It's a symbolic of chastity, and also an emblem of the sword or the word of God. Tradition commonly presents it as a white horse with a single horn, but according to historic belief, it has a white body, a red head, and blue eyes. Legend has it that it is tireless when pursued, yet falls meekly to the ground when it's approached by a virgin. This seems to suggest that it is symbolic of sublimated sex. In China, the animal known as the xiaolin is identified by some writers with the unicorn, whereas there are others who dispute it because it has 2 horns. So, it is an attribute. Oh my God. Okay. The unicorn, oh God, is an attribute of high-ranking army officers and an emblem of uprightness and high birth. Oh my God. In legend, it is reputed to live for 1,000 years and to be the noblest of animals. Carl Jung, in his work on the relationships between psychology and alchemy, has studied a great many aspects of this animal, concluding that, broadly speaking, it has no one definite symbolic character, but rather many different variants embracing single-horned animals, both real and fabulous, such as the swordfish or certain types of dragon. The unicorn is at times transmuted into a white dove, offering the explanation that on one hand it is related to primordial monsters, while on the other it represents the pure, the penetrating force. Wow. Christ is represented by this animal. Oh my God. And his invincible strength by its horn. He who lay down in the womb of the Virgin has been caught by the hunters. That is to say, he was found in human shape by those who loved him. However, in antiquity, the unicorn appears on occasion with certain evil characteristics. As Jung has observed, the Church does not recognize the negative side of the unicorn. On the other hand, the alchemists made use of its ambivalent implications in order to symbolize the monstrum hermaphroditum. The universality of this symbolic being, non-existent in nature, is indeed surprising. It is, for instance, in the Vedas. Oh, the Vedas. Okay. Regarding its iconography, of special interest are the 15th century tapestries of the Cluny Museum in Paris with their illustration of La Dame à la Licorne. It is a high-ranking military officer. Holy, that gets a hold of this guy. Oh, yeah. Okay, hang on. Wow. Okay. It's important to really look and study the symbology of different things. Oh my God, there's the dove there. Now, didn't it say that sometimes the unicorn is the dove? Okay, 6 of stars. You got peace coming here. It's bringing an orange branch. Olive branch. Oh my God. Okay. Am I the only one that gets really... I think I do. I'm probably the only one getting really excited about this. Okay. All right. 6 of stars. We did have this once before. And this is quatrain 855. And it says, between 2 rivers, one will be trapped. Barrels and casks will be joined to pass beyond. So, between 2 rivers, one will be trapped. Barrels and casks will be joined to pass beyond. This is about journeying, whether away from or towards events. The planet Mercury has an astrological influence. Hello. Which suggests that a message will arrive, which may in turn lead to a journey. Mercury, messenger of the gods, wore winged sandals that enabled him to travel great distances. The traditional image depicts a figure seated in a boat, which is being poled by a dark-haired individual. But here we see the dove carrying an olive branch flying from or towards the ark, which holds representatives of every species in the whole of creation. It's like a promise here. So journey, travel, holiday, messenger, trying to overcome. It's an indication of a move away from a stale or worn out ideas or situations towards a more satisfactory place. Movement, literally, like actually moving, or that there's movement in your spiritual journey, you know? So I just will quickly take a quick look at the dove. So the Slavs believe that at death the soul turns into a dove. This bird partakes of the general symbolism of all winged animals, that is, of spirituality and the power of sublimation. It is also symbolic of souls, a motive which is common in the Visigothic and Romanesque art. Christianity, inspired in the scriptures, depicts the third person of the Trinity, the Holy Ghost, in the shape of a dove, although he's also represented by the image of a tongue of Pentecostal fire. Wow. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Rest is needed because it's all changing. Okay. We'll take it. What the heck is this? Hang on a minute. 5 of stars. It looks like Jesus is... The papal... he's taken off this thing here. He's a monk. What the hell's this? Okay, we're going to figure it out. 5 of Suns here. Oh my god. What a strange thing. Oh, yeah, yeah. 5 of... Okay, so here we go. This is the quatrain 553. The laws of Sun and Venus contend with each other over who will claim the spirit of prophecy. There's always been an element of struggle with this card, and the contest for wealth and power may underlie it. Though on the surface, this is a card of wealth and prosperity. It seems to point to the dangers of too much success or of living life too much to the full. Nostradamus would have been aware of this in his own time, living as he did on the edge of society and watching favourites fall out of favour. Indeed, many of the prophecies he made were actually warning the rulers of his age of evil times to come. Here the Pope seems as though he's about to defer to the strange crowned beast that stands at his feet, suggesting that the age-old struggle between church and state, spiritual and secular power, could find relief. So although this card is generally well aspected, there is an inherent danger that overconfidence could lead to a breakdown in communication and a lesser degree of success. So since the main thrust of this card's meaning is wealth, abundance in every aspect of life, this may not be surprising. Too often, when everything is handed to us on a silver platter, we tend to forget that riches carry their own shadow aspect. Wealth is often associated with power, which it may well be on the surface, but there are often a multitude of weaknesses hiding beneath. So this brings success, abundance, overweening pride, rivalry, and luxury. I don't know, but that particular... It's like the, that they give in. It's like the powers that be just give up because they're caught in every area. Okay. Oh my god, this is weird. So now we have the Prince of Suns. Okay. Prince of Suns? Prince of Suns, okay. And this is from Quatrain 198. The leader will guide the everlasting people far from their native sky to foreign tongues and customs. The leader will guide the everlasting people far from their native sky to foreign tongues and customs. In the court of suns, Nostradamus' vision is represented by Niccolo Machiavelli, a figure that the seer could have known personally, seen here dominating the scene from the summit of the Great Pillar. Born in Florence in 1469 to a noble family, he rose quickly through the ranks of the civil service and at 29 was elected head of the chancery for the city. During the following years, he established a reputation for subtle political machinations, a far from easy task in an age of great unrest. In 1512, he was arrested and accused of treason, but was later released and retired to write The Prince, his famous treatise on the art of rulership, still widely studied today. His name gave us the word Machiavellian, and his reputation rests more on his cunning and duplicity than his undoubted brilliance as a statesman, in which guise he perfectly represents the Prince of Suns. Oh, okay. This is a spiritual elder, one who guides and guards the seeker on their journey. As such, he can be overly fierce and determined in his advocacy, and his leadership sometimes provokes unexpected reversals. Yet, at his most powerful, he can represent the drive of ambition and the intensity of achievement. A leader, an instructor, a magus, a teacher, a visionary, an honest person, active, generous but fierce as an advisor, strong-minded and determined, and a master of creative energies. But it's so funny here that he was arrested and accused of treason, but was later released. In those times, I don't think they would release many people, right? So there's something coming that is better for us, like more true and honest and a way forward. Wow. What the heck is this? Initiate. Ooh-wee. Okay. This is the 12 of moons. Alright, just a sec. God, my music crept up. Okay, Initiate of Moons. The new philosopher of single mind has already perceived the moon in the depths of night on a high mountain. This is from quatrain 431. The new philosopher of single mind has already perceived the moon in the depths of night on a high mountain. Johannes Kepler is the initiate of moons. Born in 1571, 5 years after the death of Nostradamus, he was a key figure in the development of astronomy. He worked closely with two other great men of the time, Galileo and Brahe, and together these three extended the understanding of the universe far beyond anything that had been known before. But Kepler mixed mysticism with science. He was an accomplished astrologer and a deeply religious man, much like Nostradamus. His great book, The Mysterium Cosmographicum, blends magic, mystery, and ancient lore with cutting-edge science. Cool. His work on the construction of the cosmos included the theory on which we have based the suit of spheres. As an initiate, he perfectly embodies the character of this card, represented here by a single figure reading from a book of wisdom to a group of followers. So, the initiate of moons is the knight of perfect gentleness and spiritual daring. In the Grail story, he would be Galahad. In the ordinary world, he is the idealistic dreamer whose charms most people find hard to resist. A sense of otherworldly glamour hangs about him, a secret knowledge hidden just below the surface, and as a guide, he is second to none. As a friend, he is a rock upon which you may rest in a time of need. This brings an invitation, a proposal, an arrival. We're getting help, people. Conquest, a lover, union, compliance, and attraction. Okay, so a great person coming forward with a whole lot of science and mysticism and, is smart beyond and is capable of teaching and leading the people. Coming forward has no choice because everything else is getting squashed. Oh my God. What in the world? And then we have the 8 of moons here too. Okay. Okay. So this is from Quatrain 1080, and it says, during the great regnant king's reign, the great brass gates will be opened by force. So the mingling of Saturn with Pisces in the suit of moons implies a sense of wavering uncertainty. The urge to progress forward may be mitigated by a desire to cling to the past, to remain at home, and to nourish aspects of all the self that feel hungry. The papal figure shown here is faced by a young bull. In this context, perhaps a moon calf or foolish person, which may offer an interruption to his progress. Thus he hesitates, undecided whether to go forward or retreat. Whether you are undertaking a new role in the workplace or a new relationship, you remain at best uncertain. A strange sense of disappointment may overwhelm you if you feel drawn to follow a certain path. Feelings of timidity may overwhelm you. Yet this is also one of the so-called travel cards. And here, this suggests a spiritual journey. Reversed. Okay, so it didn't come out reversed. So it's attachment, timidity, tenderness, doubt, and fear of an outcome. And perhaps that will come. Well, we'll be a little bit afraid of someone new coming forward and trying to change things or whatever takes place here. Someone unexpected perhaps comes forward. It seems like it, to bring us into a new way of doing things. And we may be a little bit afraid of what that might be. But we need to leave the timidity behind us, like our past behind us. Oh my God. And we come into the 7 of moons here as our final message. And this is Quatrain 1127. The divine word will be stricken from the sky. It will not be possible to go forward. Venus rules here, but is still within the house of Scorpio, so divine glory and attraction are tempered with doubt and uncertainty. The imagery from the Lost Book shows a great castle surmounted by beckoning hands. But what lies within? Is it merely a hollow spectacle containing nothing but lies and seductions? The theme of the rise of powerful people who are destined to fall because of their pride and concupiscence was common when Nostradamus lived. It is reflected in Fortune's wheel, whereas here the glorious castle suggests only egos are going to fall. This is one of the cards of the dreamer who fashions wonderful castles from cloud that soon melt away. Be careful not to become too enraptured by your own plans, forgetting the reality of your life journey. The plans of others may also seem perfect when in fact they are hollow. If you are essentially a follower rather than a leader, you need to take care not to be led astray on paths of moonlight. So it talks about plans, flights of fancy, meditation, and using your imagination. Don't get caught up in ideals of grandeur. But what I'm sort of getting from these cards is, in this instance, again, about unexpected people coming to help us. That things are going to change with regards to those in power who are being distracted, okay? Who are being giving up in certain ways. And this peaceful energy comes, this new person comes forward to help us, right? They are mystical, they are clever, they are smart in every way. They have a lot of knowledge about science. They have a lot of esoteric knowledge. They have spiritual knowledge. And this is here. And the way that things were is challenged. That's what's kind of happening here. And it falls. As Nostradamus said, he used to sit back and watch as, you know, people would rise to fame really quickly, or everybody knows who they are, and all of a sudden they are gone, you know, and people aren't talking so favorably anymore. And the opposite can happen where, you know, someone's been negatively talked about and suddenly they come forward with information, or a situation changes, or they start going for it with regards to their life path, and everybody knows who they are all of a sudden, right? It just seems to me that we need to pay attention. There's a lot of symbology in everything that we see. Everything that we see. The colors mean things. You know, when you see, you know, the colors of, I don't know, Netflix or something, right? It's red, right? They mean something. The shapes mean something. The poses mean something. The symbols mean something. And the energy here is that right in front of our faces, you know, the greatest illusion could be going on. And that may mean not just, you know, people in charge or whatever, but people that we actually thought were actually looking after us as well. You will be surprised how many dark forces are within the spiritual community, pretending to be something they're not, subtly guiding you in a way away from yourself, away from your truth. You know, subtly doing it with their big words and their fancy camera work and houses and things. You know, drawing you in, saying, hey, wouldn't you want to be rich and famous like me? It's like, no, I just want to be happy and content like me. Right? We have to be more aware, and this is why I'm going to do a second part to the Destiny Code. Okay? And again, I encourage you to go ahead and do those activations and different little meditations that I've given. And I separately created the recording so that you could listen to it separately. But we are in some interesting times. There's going to be some things that are going to appear to be in a certain way. All right, I'm going to do something. Just a second, everybody. All right. There are going to be things that appear to be in a certain way, and they are not that way at all. All right, I'm going to quickly do this last thing. Okay. All right. And now I'm going to ask these particular cards. Just something real quick. This is something that is going to be a little predictive. I don't like to give limitations, okay? So I'm not going to do that. But I am going to ask, what is happening worldwide with leadership, okay? What is happening worldwide with leadership? There's the first card. What's happening? What's happening? Oh, see? It's coming down, everybody. What's happening worldwide leadership? Yep. They've got nobody left fighting for them anymore. It all falls apart, and it's just shocking what starts to come about. We're celebrating. They think they're celebrating, but it's all ending, right? This whole scheme. And then what will happen? Now this is going to be, okay, so tell me how long before we see this. Okay, the world's going to see it. 21 days. Okay. It's going to affect the world. 21 days. In the next 3 weeks, we're going to all see some things going on here that indicate the end. I guess it's going to be depending on where you stand. Like what you're looking at. Okay. What happens to the world? What happens to the world after this change of events? Happens to the world after the change of events. Happens to the world after the change of events. This is the card I want. Look, harmony, peace, coming together. What happens to the world after the change of events? We move away from the way that things were before, and this is them moving away from the church. Look at that. Temperance comes in. We are completely blessed and balanced. This is what happens when everything turns about. Okay. Okay. So 21 days, we're going to start seeing all of this fall apart. Okay. The Tower is the government, and we couldn't have got better cards here. Something will be shocking. Okay. Is there any more, information about this? Is there any more information about these cards? So my cards know what I'm talking about. Is there any more information? Okay. We will rebuild. We will rebuild our original plans, and it will be a hell of a lot easier for us. Wow. We're all going to get our desserts. We're going to get what we deserve, right? And it's going to come, it's going to come fast. Look at that. Okay, I had to do that real quick to show you. Oh my God, couldn't be more. The ancient curse is lifted. The pain has come to the surface. The abscess will heal. The stress and the drama and the deception and the illusion and the lies will be exposed. And the people will be given back the power. And it may take a little time. So over the next 3 weeks, things are going to really start changing here. But we have to remember that Pluto is in its return phase until 2023. Things and planetary alignments that are happening this year also affect us in the coming year as well. So this year and next year are going to be interesting. But it seems to me that, without them realizing it, without these, leaders realizing how much of a change is about to occur and how much they've been caught, they don't realize it. They think they're getting away with it. And it's all going to come crashing down, and it may upset us. And we may just be really shocked with just how bad the corruption has been. And I say this, I don't care about, please understand, I don't care about politics. I don't care. It's all, anyone sitting there on one side or the other has got something to hide. And they use money to cover it up. It's the same old story. Okay, so it doesn't matter about this side or that side. Okay, what it matters about is truth, justice, freedom, and people who are getting away with evil acts, not getting away with it anymore, and nobody getting away with anything they're doing wrong. Like justice. Justice needs to be done. Whew, it's going to be interesting, okay? We'll be here. I'll be here on the journey with you. Anyway, I'll love you and leave you for now. Hope to see you at the Light Leaders Academy. Remember, you can pay it off over 12 months. Take your time and change your life. We're going to need you. I'm telling you. We're going to need you because look at this. It's all going to start flipping. Okay? Sending many blessings. Lots of love. Bye for now.